This entire performance will be captured and memorialized as a portfolio of collectible NFTs. These scarce digital collectibles will support Tammi Savoy, Chris Casello, and the musicians, as well as StellarJAX broadcasts into the future. Available today only. To Eclectic American Roots viewers, redemption keys for exclusive Tammi Savoy Gold Live NFTs can be purchased at StellarJAX.com. These Gold Live NFTs will have additional requirements when others want to acquire them in the future. So be part of Roots music history and lock in your redemption key today with this special opportunity as part of our Eclectic American Roots family. This is the first opportunity to purchase a redemption key, and Gold Live NFTs will be sequentially identified on the blockchain in the order that they are purchased. So lock yours in now, and you'll receive one of the earliest sequential numbers. Gold Live NFTs will be redeemed to your redemption key email address at our Crescendo event on Friday, May 28th at 10 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget to join us for this monumental StellarJAX event with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello combo on Sunday, May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. StellarJAX is part of JAXhideaway, the NFT broadcast network. Exceptional music can be a very rewarding experience.
Welcome, music lovers, to Big Sandy's Eclectic American Countdown Show. Let's start right here with a group from Washington, D.C., who came together while in high school in 1946. They synthesized the earlier vocal group harmony traditions with the newly rising rhythm and blues sounds. But they really hit their stride in the 50s on the Atlantic record label. They had hit after hit. Here are the Clovers.
Little mama, I took your loving, but it wasn't true to you. Little mama, I took your loving, but it wasn't true to you. Now you're leaving, little mama, I can't blame you if you do. Little mama, I lied. Yes, I lied. Lied all along. All along. Little mama, I lied. Yes, I lied. Lied all along. All along. Later on, little mama. Little yes, mama. And I did you mighty wrong. Mighty wrong. Little mama, I told your good friend, told your sister Mary too. Little mama, I told your good friend, told your sister Mary too. That all I ever wanted was to get your gold from you. Little mama, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry to my heart. To my heart. Little mama, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry to my heart. To my heart. Had the best intentions. Yes, it baby, right from the start. From the start. But you. Walk down the street, you walk so rude, you talk so sweet. Hey, Miss Fanny, you sure look fine. Tell me, please, will you be mine? Hey, now, Miss Fanny. Hey, now, please be mine. You've become my heart disease. Drive me crazy too. Hey now, Miss Fanny. Hey now, please be mine. Let's go out and have a ball. I love you, baby, that ain't all. I don't care what your mama say. We'll have a good time anyway. Hey now, Miss Fanny. Hey now. now, please be mine. Hey now, Miss Fanny. Hey now, please be mine. Sugar sweet, and so are you. I'm just crazy about the way you do. Our heartstrings just go sing sing every time you strut that thing. Hey now, Miss Fanny. Hey now, please be mine.
One of the big hit recordings around the country right now is a song called The Great Pretender. And we have with us tonight the group that made the song the hit it is. And here they are now, the Platters.
Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. Pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, but no one can tell. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. Adrift in a world of my own. I play the game, but to my real shame, you've left me all alone. To feel is this feeling that makes believe. To feel when I feel what my heart can't conceal. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. Just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown. Pretending that you're still around. To real is this feeling that makes believe. To real when I feel what my heart can conceive. Yes, I'm the great pretender. Just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown. Pretending that you're still around. Still around.
From Los Angeles, California, one of the truly classic groups of the genre, the Platters. The Platters started out on the Federal label, and then after a couple of lineup changes, they went on to have some of the biggest hits of the 50s, led by Tony Williams, who you heard right there. When I was a teenager, I was so fortunate. I had a chance to see the Platters at the Anaheim Convention Center, and hearing that man's voice, the guy right there, Tony Williams, hearing that voice fill the hall was one of the thrills of my young lifetime. The Platters. And now, let's check out a couple of scenes from an obscure British film called Sweet Beat, which was later released here in the United States under the name The Amorous Sex, with added scenes of strippers and one topless scene. No such thing here, unfortunately. But better yet, we have, right now, the Mellow Kings and the Five Satins.
You'll like this place, Bonnie. The food and wine are excellent. And as for the show, you'll see for yourself.
I love you forever as I love you tonight. Love you tonight.
And now, some very rare doo-wop footage. This just surfaced a few short weeks ago. Not many have seen it yet. The name of this group and of any of the members of the group, Lost to Time. I have a feeling that maybe over the next few weeks some more details will emerge. But for now, an Eclectic American Roots exclusive. I do know that these guys were most likely students of Paxson High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's just sit back and take a look now. Enjoy it.
Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love? I want to know the answer. Was someone from above? Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? I love you, darling, baby, you know I do. But I've got to read this book of love to find out why it's true. Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her you never ever go apart. In Chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In Chapter 4, you break up, but you give it just one more chance. Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love? I want to know the answer. Was someone from above? Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love?
Okay. When I come back, I have some really rare footage that I'm really excited to share. So I'll see you in a bit.
Big Sandy's Eclectic American Countdown Show. In just a moment, we're going to take a special look at the pride of Fort Fairfield, Maine, easy for you to say, Dick Curless. But first, the returning champion of honky tonk, and this one goes out to you, Mr. Lopez, the great Ray Price.
Now here's the Cherokee cowboy Ray Price to sing your great song called Heart Over Mind.
I love you so much that I can't leave you, even though my mind tells me I should. But got me heart over mind, worried all the time, knowing you will always be the same. You'll keep hurting me, I know, but I still can't let you go, 'cause my heart won't let my love for you change. Friends tell me they see you out with others, and in my heart I try hard to forget. But when you come back and tell me you still love me, I still hope there's some chance for us yet. You got me heart over mind, worried all the time, knowing you will always be the same. You'll keep hurting me, I know, but I still can't let you go, 'cause my heart won't let my love for you change.
All you big and burly men who roll the trucks along, better listen, you'll be thankful when you hear my song. You have really got it made if you're all in goods, any place on earth but those Haynesville woods. It's a stretch of road up north in Maine that's never, ever, ever seen a smile. If they buried all the truckers lost in them woods, there'd be a tombstone every mile. Count them all. There'd be a tombstone every mile. Well, you got my heart a feeling used to junkie, the load of blood to get mighty, mighty bumpy. Tell me, pretty mama, have I filled your heart with hate? With someone new you're affiliated, and it's making me feel like I'm outdated. If I don't love you, it ain't groceries, and that's an if a woman's plate. Well, now, let me know, honey, tell me what's the matter, let me know what's on your mind. If I don't love you, ain't I kind of Texas? The reason I'm there all the time. I don't want to sound like I'm demanding. I just want to get a little understanding. If I don't love you, it ain't groceries, and that's an if a woman's plate.
Got a mess of blues on my mind, and at least a million miles behind me, and all that I've got between me and Pauper's Hill is a wrinkled, crinkled wad dollar bill. Lake Michigan wind sure is cold, and I need me a jacket for my shoulders. I can get one at the surplus store, cheap cotton twill, with my wrinkled, crinkled wad dollar bill. For I'm not bound and never will be to a wrinkled, crinkled wad dollar bill.
Behaving, spending all of your pay on wine. Women my piggy bank and spend my last 10 dime on wine. Women and song. Well, one of these nights you're gonna come home. You'll find it's coming home to you. You see what you've done and what's good for one. It's also good for two. When you're in the doghouse of that mangy old putt, you may start to thinking and a giving up your wine. Woman and song. Well, one of these nights you're gonna come home. You'll find it's coming home to you. You see what you've done and what's good for one. It's also good for two. When you're in the doghouse with that mangy old pup, you may start to thinking and a giving up your wine. Woman and song.
The honky-tonk girl herself, and the honky-tonk hero of many, Loretta Lynn, still one of the greats.
Big Sandy's Eclectic American Countdown Show.
But there ain't nothing you can do when your lover don't love you.
For a limited time, StellarJAX presents an exclusive opportunity for its Eclectic American Roots audience to participate in the first in a series of collectible Eclectic American Roots live event productions, starting with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo, performing on May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. This entire performance will be captured and memorialized as a portfolio of collectible NFTs. These scarce digital collectibles will support Tammi Savoy, Chris Casello, and the musicians, as well as StellarJAX broadcasts into the future. Available today only. To Eclectic American Roots viewers, redemption keys for exclusive Tammi Savoy Gold Live NFTs can be purchased at StellarJAX.com. These Gold Live NFTs will have additional requirements when others want to acquire them in the future. So be part of Roots music history and lock in your redemption key today with this special opportunity as part of our Eclectic American Roots family. This is the first opportunity to purchase a redemption key, and Gold Live NFTs will be sequentially identified on the blockchain in the order that they are purchased. So lock yours in now, and you'll receive one of the earliest sequential numbers. Gold Live NFTs will be redeemed to your redemption key email address at our Crescendo event on Friday, May 28th at 10 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget to join us for this monumental StellarJAX event with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo on Sunday, May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. StellarJAX is part of MetaJAX, the NFT broadcast network. Exceptional music can be a very rewarding experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stellar Shows at JAX. This presentation of Eclectic American Roots is a showcase for the music and lifestyle that celebrates the origins and legacy of authentic American music. Please give generously, early and often, as we continue to present this musical series. The proceeds go to the roots musicians that you love and support through these challenging and uncertain times. This is Eclectic American Roots episode number 10, and today we highlight classic rhythm and blues with a special focus on the women of R&B. Like jazz, rhythm and blues is another genre of American music that Black Americans gifted to the nation and to the world. It is a gift that has kept on giving by leading into other musical styles like soul, rock and roll, blues, and more. What is rhythm and blues? It's been described as urbane, rocking, jazz-based music with a heavy, insistent beat. Sometimes early R&B gets loosely categorized as jump blues. Purists would say that the chords and arrangements have a stronger gospel influence, but with a rhythm and tempo designed to fill the dance floor. It truly is music made for dancing, because it melds elements of swing and blues, incorporating shuffle rhythm, boogie-woogie bass lines, and short horn patterns or riffs. R&B lyrics reflect the human experience, including themes like the ups and downs of romantic relationships, dealing with money troubles, and the pursuit of happiness and fun. You know, everything the pandemic has brought to us. Black culture permeates the music through its vernacular, its sense of humor, and that energizing gospel throwback, vocal call and response. It's music designed with dancing in mind. While R&B was not explicitly political from the 40s through the 50s, it's had great appeal across racial divides, serving as a bond that linked American youth of all ages and ethnic backgrounds. That bond was facilitated by the DJs who played the songs on radio stations with big antennas and a long reach. The height of R&B's popularity was just before the civil rights movement really gathered momentum. Racism meant that black musicians, especially the ones on tour, had to be incredibly brave and strategic in planning every logistical move to avoid run-ins with the police or racists with bad intentions, no matter where they were touring. There was a whole other set of challenges when it came to women performing R&B in this period. First, there were fewer of them. Just imagine young Dinah Washington being the only girl on her first music tour with a bus full of male musicians. Imagine being the star singer who gets fired for merely delivering a round of drinks to her band. That was Ruth Brown, who we will be paying tribute to during this show. Imagine being a waitress who gets fired for singing a song with the band. That was Irma Thomas, who became the soul queen of New Orleans. At Stellar Shows, we want to shine a light on the musical legacy of the women of R&B. They helped push the envelope with their delivery of playful, daring lyrics. They showed confidence and sass with the utmost class in their stage personas as they blazed the trail for future artists to follow. Where does R&B stand now, you may ask? You are going to see and hear interviews with some of today's female performers who are still singing those songs and are also writing new songs inspired by their predecessors. But wait, there's more. One of your favorite artists in the roots music scene will be dropping in between segments with more songs that he's cherry-picked from among his favorite rhythm and blues singers. It's our DJ, Big Sandy, and it's a rare treat to have him in that role, so come along and hang out with him. This is no time to sit back and relax out there in Coronaville. Like the hard-working audiences at the first R&B shows in rural towns, get your COVID-weary souls ready for some house rockin' R&B. Let's kick it off with Big Sandy.
Well, all right. Big Sandy here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I'm really happy to have the opportunity to spend some time together focusing on the women of rhythm and blues. You know, there's been a lot of different styles of music that have influenced my own music over the years. But I've always had a very special place in my heart for R&B, but particularly the women vocalists. I think more than a lot of the male vocalists, just something about the vocal phrasing that a lot of the women singers had and have that really gets to me. So maybe you can listen for some of that over the course of the next couple of hours. Maybe you can pick up on some of what I'm talking about. So today I've picked out some of my favorite R&B video clips and broken them down generally into four categories, starting with the roots of rhythm and blues, followed by the influential ones, and then we're going to go into the solid senders, and ended up with the R&B women of today. All right, so let's get into it. So we'll start with a couple of clips from some wonderful women from that period of time, from the mid to late 40s, when jazz and big band swing was starting to give way to earthier sounds like jump blues and
just some of the more bluesy things that led to what became rhythm and blues. We'll start right now with a group that was the very first integrated all-female orchestra. From 1946, here are the International Sweethearts of Rhythm. Check it out.
Ah, Hollywood wants me, Broadway needs me, but Harlem's got me.
Harlem ain't got you, I got you. I ain't got you with these, I ain't got you with those. I got you with my little bit of toes.
When you're feeling low and you don't know what to do. When you're feeling low and you don't know what to do. Just stay in the groove, let nothing bother you. I may be small, but baby, have no fear. I may be small, but baby, have no fear. I can climb a hill without shifting gears. I ain't good looking and I don't have waist-long hair. I ain't good looking and I don't have waist-long hair. But my mama gave me something would take me anywhere. It's a rockin' chatter rock, a rubber ball roll, takes a long tall daddy, satisfy my soul. Baby rocks me with that steady roll. My baby rocks me with that steady roll. Do you wanna jump, children? Yeah. 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 Jump, 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 jump.
Hello? You don't say. You don't say. You don't say.
Who was that, Pat?
He didn't say.
They raided the joint, took everybody down but me. Yes, they raided the joint, took everybody down but me. And I was standing in the corner just as high as I could be. Some was drinking whiskey, some was drinking rum. I didn't have a glass, so they wouldn't give me none. Yes, they raided the joint, took everybody down but me. And I was standing in the corner just as high as I could be. Well, I saw an old man with a bag full of seeds. I bet that cat raised a whole lot of weed. Yes, they raided the joint, took everybody down but me. And I was standing in the corner just as high as I could be. Some was playing blackjack, some was playing skin. I had plenty money, but they wouldn't let me in. Yes, they raided the joint, took everybody down but me. tell the judge about it all, 'cause they raided the joint, took everybody down but me. And I was standing in the corner just as high as I could be.
I like that. 1946, taken from the soundie of the same name. They raided the joint. That was by singer and actress Venita Smith. Venita only recorded a couple of records for the Regal label, but she left us all with a wealth of soundies and films that document a really wonderful period of a pre-rhythm and blues. And then before that, we had the International Sweethearts of Rhythm, fronted by the great Anna Mae Winburn. Anna Mae Winburn, don't forget that name. Next up, from the 1948 film Boarding House, and performing with the Lucky Millinder Orchestra, we have Ernestine Allen with Let It Roll. Let her know.
Let it roll, let it roll. All night long. Let it roll, let it roll. All night long. Let it roll, let it roll. All night long. Let it roll, let it roll. All night long. Let it roll, let it roll. All night long. Let it roll all night long. Let it roll to the east and to the west. Let it roll till I make my answer yes. Let it roll little more, a little less. Let it roll to the man who rolls the best. Roll it right, roll all night. Roll a man and roll it with all your might.
A round of applause, please, for Miss Ernestine Allen. Now, a lot of you might know the name Ernestine Allen from her recording of Fujiyama Mama, the original version, later covered, of course, by Wanda Jackson. Now, big band jazz and jump blues were only two of the elements that went into the formation of rhythm and blues. And here now, to demonstrate that blues element, here is the truly great Big Mama Thornton with Hound Dog.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping on the door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping on the door. You can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more. You told me you was high class, but I can see through that. She told me you was high class, but I can see through that. And Daddy, I know you ain't no real cool cat. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, That's that old hound dog hound. Woo. Oh, play it, boy, play it. Oh, you make me feel good. Oh, do the mess around and love you. Now wag your tail. Oh, get it. Oh, get it now. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, you hound dog. You made me feel so blue. You made me weep and moan. You made me feel so blue. Yeah, you made me weep and moan. 'Cause you ain't looking for a woman. Are you looking for? You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Quit snooping on my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Quit snooping on my door. You wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more.
Oh yeah, that was Willie Mae Thornton, professionally known as Big Mama Thornton, with a song that would stay on the Billboard R&B charts for 7 weeks and sell 2 million copies. Of course, it was made into an even bigger hit by a young rhythm and blues fan from Memphis, Tennessee. We all know that. Who might that be? Okay, I'm going to go freshen up my drink and then pull a few more videos out of the vaults, thread the projector, and get ready for round number 2. So I'll see you in a little bit. Stick around. This is fun, isn't it? Okay, see you in a bit.
What do you say we welcome our host for today's show? Abby Girl is blessed with a silky voice that the local and international roots communities have been buzzing about for years. Abby's been singing since she was a kid in rural Tennessee, first in a small church congregation where no musical instruments were used and all the harmonies were present. From that insular beginning, Abby fell in love with R&B and country music and kept embracing more sounds until her interests spanned much of the globe. That scope was enriched by time she spent living in East Africa and staying with relatives in Trinidad and Tobago. She possesses a broad range and can croon in a high soprano on songs like Angel Baby. She can belt it out like Laverne Baker and moan way down low like Big May Bell.
Your world is not your own. You can feel it in your bones. Come on, you better leave today.
Raised in the Tennessee Hills, Abby's first influences including listening to bluegrass at town fairs and exploring her Tennessee grandmother's rhythm and blues records. Abby Girl has thrilled audiences at Viva Las Vegas, Nashville Boogie, Doheny Blues Festival, Viva East, and many, many more. She has shared stages with artists like Wanda Jackson, Big Sandy and his Fly-Right Boys, Deke Dickerson, James Inveld, Los Straitjackets, Junior Watson, Kid Ramos, and many, many more of those artists who are now her fans and her mentors. Abby recently landed a gig on the 2021 Summer Jamboree in Senigallia, Italy. The media has said that Abby Girl is blessed with an impressive voice which echoes Patsy Cline, a vintage sound that will also appeal to fans of early country music or rock and roll. Abby Girl and The Real Deal have come up with a remarkable album. From the rollick and roll of Jimmy McCracklin's Georgia Slop to the low-down growl of Etta James' In the Basement, it's a rich collection of R&B where Abby justifiably includes an original titled Calling Me Home. It's equal parts creative and satisfying. Watch for the release date soon of that album, Calling Me Home. Please welcome to Eclectic American Roots, Abby Girl.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Miss Tammi Savoy. All right. Hey, Tammi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
It's so wonderful to see you. And that beautiful fixture on the wall behind you looks like you have a crown on from Casa de... You're familiar with Casa de Flores, right? That makes all the beautiful hair flowers for the stars in the scene. Well, I'm so happy to get to talk to you about R&B because this is the music we do, right?
Absolutely.
You are one of the queens of R&B in the current scene. In fact, I remember seeing one festival you were at with Shanda and with Donna, Miss Donna from the High Jivers, and they billed you as the queens of R&B. What was it like performing that festival and being one of three women in your scene?
That was amazing. I think what you're referring to is the Rhythm Riot in England. It was amazing. And I also did a tribute to Ruth Brown there as well while I was there. So that was really fun. And Shanda was a part of that as well. So it was a really fun experience.
Fantastic. Well, I know you have been the toast of the scene since you emerged fully formed just a couple of short years ago. You've taken the R&B scene by storm. I have a question for you. What is it about R&B music that makes it something that you want to perform live? Resonate with you?
Yeah, I'll just say that it's just something that I've always been passionate about, something that's just been with me my whole life. Growing up with my parents, I listened to so many different genres of music, and for some reason, that's the one that stuck, for me.
Right. Well, I'm curious, what do fans tell you? Because I know there are younger fans in the scene that are having to be introduced to R&B through their parents or whatever. But and there are people who have, collected old records for a long time. And so when they hear someone like you who sounds so authentic and so natural in that genre, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people? Have people said anything that was interesting or noteworthy about the way you perform R&B?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I get a lot of comments. I'm not even sure. But what really, really is near and dear to me is when I get the sons and daughters of the actual artists that approach me and they tell me like how amazing it is that I'm keeping their parents' music alive. Because I've been contacted by Ruth Brown's son, and he loves it. He's always like encouraging me to keep going, and also Priscilla Bowman's daughter. Her name is Gail Price. She's in Kansas City, Missouri, and she's always like saying that she loves that I'm keeping her mom's music alive, and that just makes me feel so good, you know.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I know that you've written numbers with Chris that you're selling now, right? What are the two original two? I know you have more than that, but
yeah.
What are the two that are out there in circulation available for purchase?
Oh, right. So right now, Chris, he wrote Big Baby, and that one, he actually originally wrote that, and Wanda Jackson liked that song. So when he wanted to use it on her album, but then we released it, and I guess since so many years had passed by, he didn't think that she was going to use it, so we used it, you know, for a single. And then come to find out, they wanted to use it.
Oh, cute. I've heard of that happening to other big artists before.
Yeah, so that was kind of a funny story about that. I'm like, well, I hope that she still uses it. Like, I think she's supposed to come out with something produced by John Jett, I believe.
Ah.
Yeah.
So Big Baby, there's a great Botflix video with that too, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Right, that folks can see. And yeah. So what is it like working with Chris Casello and your bandmates when you're putting your set list together and you're deciding, you know, what is your approach?
Moment, I'll say that.
What is your approach to how you're going to do the songs? Like,
so when we first started, I had like a whole list of songs that I liked, and I, you know, approached him about it. And so what he did was he just went through and chose the ones that he was able to play, because a lot of them, they were like big band songs, and so he had to, you know, make it so that he'd be able to play it on the guitar and everything. So he chose the ones that he was able to play, and he also contributed to the set list as well and brought a few songs that he knew that he had done in the past, so that helped a whole lot too to get the set list going. And the fact that he already had his own show. When we first started and didn't have as many songs, he would throw in some of his songs as well. Right. So yeah, but now we've managed to, you know, bring more songs to the set and everything. So, but it's always interesting. It's really interesting.
well, it was really encouraging to me to see how well received you were at Ameripolitan the year that you won. I was so happy to be, you know, in the category with you and to be you on. I have to share with you, I remember being in the green room with all the artists, and everyone was buzzing about you. And I remember hearing Andrew Himmler from the Delta Bombers talking to another guy, and he's like, oh yeah, who are the nominees for female rockabilly this year? Oh, well, Tammi Savoy. I mean, come on, Tammi Savoy. It was like, say no more. Tammi Savoy, she's destined for it.
Can't put the rain back in the sky. Can't ask the baby not to cry. And no matter how you try, you can't do a wrong thing right.
So, what is helping keep you grounded and energized and hopeful for the future during these uncertain times when we're dealing, with so many things, so many challenges in the world right now? What helps you most as an artist to stay grounded and optimistic about your future?
I would definitely say like working on new music really does help. I've been learning a lot of new songs since I've been home and everything, and that's been helping a whole lot. And the fact that I'm here with my family and everything helps too, because we've actually been writing a lot of songs together.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and before I didn't have time to really do that with my family, so it's kind of good that we're all together and we get to help each other out. So that's been very fun.
Very special.
And then my daughter is learning ukulele. She's teaching herself how to play ukulele, and she started the beginning of April, and she's already she's doing so good. So, and then we write songs together. Me and my husband, we've been working together writing songs. So it's been really, it's been tough, dealing with the situation, but I'm enjoying, working together with them. So this one is I Ain't Giving Up Nothing, and it's by Priscilla Bowman, who I mentioned in the interview.
If you want me to love you, you gotta love me too. If you want me to hug you, you gotta hug me too. 'Cause I ain't giving up nothing if I can't get something from you. If you want me to kiss you, you gotta kiss me too. If you want me to miss you, you gotta miss me too. 'Cause I ain't giving up nothing if I can't get something from you. Well, loving pretty baby ain't a one-way avenue. If you want me to love you, know what you gotta do. You gotta show me that you love me. You gotta prove it too. If you want my heart, babe, bring the heart that's true. 'Cause I ain't giving up nothing if I can't get something from you. You love me, you gotta prove it too. If you want my heart, babe, bring the heart that's true. 'Cause I ain't giving up nothing for nothing. I ain't giving up nothing for nothing. I ain't giving up nothing if I can't get something from you. But there ain't nothing you can do when your lover don't love you.
For a limited time, StellarJAX presents an exclusive opportunity for its Eclectic American Roots audience to participate in the first in a series of collectible Eclectic American Roots live event productions, starting with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo, performing on May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. This entire performance will be captured and memorialized as a portfolio of collectible NFTs. These scarce digital collectibles will support Tammi Savoy, Chris Casello, and the musicians, as well as StellarJAX broadcasts into the future. Available today only. To Eclectic American Roots viewers, redemption keys for exclusive Tammi Savoy Gold Live NFTs can be purchased at StellarJAX.com. These Gold Live NFTs will have additional requirements when others want to acquire them in the future. So be part of Roots music history and lock in your redemption key today with this special opportunity as part of our Eclectic American Roots family. This is the first opportunity to purchase a redemption key, and Gold Live NFTs will be sequentially identified on the blockchain in the order that they are purchased. So lock yours in now, and you'll receive one of the earliest sequential numbers. Gold Live NFTs will be redeemed to your redemption key email address at our Crescendo event on Friday, May 28th at 10 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget to join us for this monumental StellarJAX event with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello combo on Sunday, May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. StellarJAX is part of JAXhideaway, the NFT broadcast network. Exceptional music can be a very rewarding experience.
Old BS here again with our second installment of Video Treasures. This time it's the influential ones. Now this next artist gets mentioned so many times by artists of many different genres as being a major influence, and rightfully so. Talking about Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She was primarily a gospel shouter and guitar player, but I'll tell you, her celebration of the joy of life that comes through in all of her music is just so moving, and was certainly an inspiration, a heavy influence on a lot of young R&Bers and future rock and rollers alike. So here she is with Up Above My Head, Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, there is music in the air. Up above my head, music in the air. And I really do believe joy somewhere. All in my room, music everywhere. All in my home, music in the air. Up above my head, that is music in the air. Well, I really do believe joy somewhere. Up above my head, music in the air, music in the air. Up above my head, there is music in the air. Up above my head, there is music in the air. You know, I really do believe joy somewhere. All in my home, music everywhere. All in my home, singing right there. Up above my head, there is music in the air. You know, I really do believe joy somewhere. Oh yes, oh yes. Music everywhere up above my head. And don't you know music in the air? Up above my head, music in the air.
Marlene,
is tall and thin, 5'7" of bones and skins. But when he tells me maybe he loves me, I feel as whirly as a girlie can be. He's so skinny, he's so drawn. When he stands sideways, you think he's gone. But when he calls me baby, I feel fine to think he's frantically, romantically mine. He's slender, but he's tender, makes my heart surrender. And every night when I hold him tight, the feeling is nice, my arms can go around twice. My lean baby, he's so slim, a broomstick so wide compared to him. But when he starts to kiss me, then I know I love him so I'll never ever let him go. I chased him and I caught him, a diamond ring I bought him. Now the diamond shines, the ring is fine, but here's the twist, he wears it round his wrist. My lean baby, strange to see, but all this nothing belongs to me. And when he starts to kiss me, then I know I love him so I'll never ever let him go. Yes, I love him, and I'll never let him go.
Oh, yeah, man. Singing about her lean baby, the great Dinah Washington. And Dinah was, I guess you could say she was primarily a jazz vocalist, but she recorded some great rhythm and blues, some really dirty R&B and blues, some straight pop. But for me, I can hear her vocal phrasing in a lot of the early rhythm and blues singers, especially a lot of the male singers. Like Amos Milburn comes to mind. I don't know if anybody else hears that, but I do. All right. And then before that, of course, with so much joy and rhythm in her soul, man, oh man, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Okay, now this next artist is a young woman who worked as an MC at the Apollo Theater, and later became a songwriter. And it was in songwriting that she was had most of her influence on music. She ended up working with guys like Sam Cooke and Ray Charles, Bobby Blue Bland, Jimmy Reed, Etta James, Jackie Wilson. An impressive list of artists. Yet her name is not really known. So listen here, listen well. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Pearl Woods.
He's so lazy, lazy, lazy. He makes me crazy, crazy, crazy. Gosh, he's lazy, lazy, lazy. But he satisfies my soul. I can't eat, I can't sleep, though he promised he'd be sweet. I can't drink, I can't think. I know I'll never, never get a make, 'cause he's too lazy, lazy, lazy. He makes me crazy, crazy, crazy. Gosh, he's lazy, lazy, lazy. But he's my sweetie pie. He's my sweetie pie. Well, I sigh, sometimes cry, when he tells me he'll save his dime. 'Cause I know, even so, he'll never, never have a thing but time. 'Cause he's too lazy, lazy, lazy. He makes me crazy, crazy, crazy. Boy, he's lazy, lazy, lazy. But I love him to my heart. But I love him to my heart. Yes, I love him to my heart. Yes, I love him to my heart.
and that was Faye Adams with Somebody Somewhere, a song with deep gospel roots. That makes sense since Faye grew up in the church and started singing gospel music with her sisters at a very early age. Then eventually was discovered by Ruth Brown, today's featured artist. Then Faye went on to have a gigantic career of her own, had some huge hits, the biggest of which was Shake a Hand, and sold millions of records throughout the 50s. Then in the early 60s, she gave up the R&B business, the R&B racket, and went back to the church, went back to gospel music and family life. And I'm very happy to say that at the age of 97, Faye Adams is still with us, living in Newark, New Jersey, I believe. All right, Faye Adams, thank you for your music. And before that, who was that? We can't forget Pearl Woods. All right, time for another break, friends. Man, this is fun. Hope you're digging it. I'm going to get ready for the next round of videos, the Solid Senders. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to welcome the fabulous Shanda of Shanda and the Howlers.
Hi.
Hey, Shanda.
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
First off, where are you coming to us from, Shanda?
Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, I'm really happy to see all the success that you're enjoying and all of the touring that you've been able to do in Europe and at all of the festivals. So I want to ask you, what draws you to R&B? Why do you sing R&B songs? I know you do a lot of blues and you do things with a stronger blues filter over it, but why do you think R&B still, moves you to perform it?
It has to be the emotion involved. R&B is very emotional music. It's very soulful, and it gets my heart going. It's my outlet. It's my drug. I need it to survive in a way. So I feel things, I feel emotions intensely, and the stage allows me to share those emotions with people and also let people know if they feel the same way, they're not alone. Like, we all get angry, we all get sad, we all go through heartbreak. And the thing I love about the content of our music is it's kind of a punch in the face to anybody that's ever broken your heart. And you get to do it without actually committing crimes. So it's a lot of fun, and it really soothes my soul. And there, you can find an R&B song for just about any stage in a relationship. I really like the song Scurry Like a Rat. It's our fight song, and I feel like every band needs a good fight song. And it's from the Rhythm Riot in the UK that we played 2019.
Too early in the morning, stop calling on my phone. You catch me while I'm sleeping, now leave it all alone. But you're whining on my doorstep, there ain't no use in that. You've said enough already, don't try to take it back. Them words are made for fighting, so what you gonna do? Come up a little closer, and let me tell you about the truth. Oh, you think you got me shaking? The heart is where you lack. You're stirring up the trouble, don't try to take it back. Hey!
I would say my biggest influences are Laverne Baker and Ruth Brown. I really loved the old R&B. I discovered old music. My dad had a oldies tape collection that I would take to my room and hide away on Sundays and just listen to the Platters and the Shirelles and all that doo-wop, and that just led me to the R&B and the ladies of R&B. Well, Laverne Baker, I'm actually really shocked there isn't a movie about her. Her story is incredible. She was actually, for lack of a better word, stranded in Vietnam after a USO show. Her husband in America had her declared dead and kept all the legal rights to her music and royalties. He would hang up on her when she would call collect. And so instead of giving up, she opened a nightclub. I believe it was in Singapore. I could be wrong. Could be another major city. And she ran that nightclub until I believe it was the 1980s when someone here did their research and went and found her, and they brought her back here shortly before she died. I've been going to Viva, I believe my first year was 2004. And I was blown away then, and it's only gotten bigger and bigger. And I've always wanted to sing for as long as I could remember. And getting picked to play Viva, I literally started screaming and jumping up and down. So the first video we ever released was I Don't Need Your Love. And we did it with a very minimal budget. And our friend Vivian was the lead lady. And it was actually filmed at the El Cortez in downtown Las Vegas. And the concept was thought up by Luke. And it was my first video, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. It was great to be here, and I hope to see you at our performance at VLV 23.1.
Ladies and gentlemen, At this time, I have the honor of introducing Abbey Girl's tribute to Ruth Brown, the Tony Award-winning Queen of R&B, who is a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and a recipient of a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Take it away, Abby.
Ruth Brown, the woman who some refer to as the Queen of Rhythm and Blues, was born in 1928 in Portsmouth, Virginia. She was the eldest of 7 children in a devout Christian family. Her father was the choir director, and her grandmother made sure she and her sisters paid their dues by sitting long hours during revival month on the moaner's bench, listening to stern deacons preaching or shouting at them, behooving them to catch the Spirit and accept the Lord. Ruth and her sisters had reached their wits' end and hatched their scheme to jump up and shout with planned choreography. They thought they had the church fooled, but Grandma gave them a very stern look. They were busted. There was a fine line between the feel of gospel versus rhythm and blues. There was a song called I Can See Everyone's Mother But Not Mine. And there was an R&B tune called I Can See Everybody's Baby But I Can't See Mine. Ruth's mother warned her girls, if it moves your hip instead of your heart, you better watch out. Young Ruth showed more interest in singing USO shows and nightclubs than in the church choir. And by the time she was 17, she ran away from home and eloped with trumpeter Jimmy Brown. They headed out for a month-long tour with the famous Lucky Melinders Orchestra. When she got fired from the group for delivering a round of drinks to the band, she was picked up by Blanche Calloway, the sister of Cab Calloway. Blanche became her manager, and following a show with Duke Ellington, Ruth got her chance to audition for the bosses at Atlantic Records in New York. Before she could make it there, Ruth was in a car accident where her foot was badly injured. It would take a year to heal. She signed her contract with Atlantic from her hospital bed. Ruth would go on to record several hits for Atlantic. The record company acquired the nickname The House That Ruth Built. And one of her most popular hits, Mama, He Treats Your Daughter Mean, begins with that itty-bitty headed tambourine straight out of her gospel roots. Let's have a listen and see her command of that tambourine.
That I will.
Mama, he
Another reason Ruth Brown was so popular was her poise and elegance with her gowns and hairdos. But life on the road as a Black touring musician was far from the glamour presented on stage. Ruth and her band were taking a risk when they ventured into the South on tours because of the obvious reasons of systemic racism that was carried out on Black folks. There were numerous incidents of targeted harassment from the police. She had her car set afire. The band would be hauled into night court for a phony speeding violation, and they would be driven out into the backwoods to a judge's house and would be told they owe a fine of a few $100s to be paid immediately before they could leave town. In one famous incident, the cops stopped their caravan of cars and demanded they all play their instruments on the side of the road to prove they were legitimate musicians. Ruth describes the scene in this 1995 interview.
I've had an experience, and when my book comes out, it will speak of an occasion on which we were going to Gulfport, Mississippi. Charles Brown, Paul Huckabuck Williams, and myself, and the police stopped us and said that we were doing like 30 miles an hour in a 25-mile zone, something like that, and made us all get out of our cars. And of course, these were nice cars, a couple of Chryslers, if things remind me right. Anyway, what we eventually had to do was, when we pulled out all the instruments, to prove that they weren't stolen, we had to do a concert on the side of the road.
Ruth explains that this is why she's so passionate about what she was doing. They went through so much to reach their audiences.
Well, how did you, when you traveled from town to town, how did you deal with the hotels or lack of hotels?
There were none most times. Lack of hotels is what it was. What you had to do was, you always left in time to get into the city where you were going to work and get there early enough to go down on what we call the main drag. You know, you'd get in town and not know just where to go. And when you'd ask instructions, usually they would say to you, find the railroad track. And once you find the railroad track, cross over. You understand? And once you get on the other side of the track, that's where you're going to be performing, in that immediate area. So what you did was get down to the main street, go to the local restaurant. The fellas would find the local barbershops. At that time, they were having the do's, you know, with the do-rags and whatnot, and they had to find somebody to comb that.
Yeah.
But you would get into that neighborhood and inquire of somebody, most times, who had a house and some extra rooms. There were a lot of what you call tourist homes. You know what I'm saying? And you'd go and get a room there. And I can remember many times, and I've gone in and people have like doubled their children up and took the room the children were sleeping in, to give to me and my assistant or something, and members of the band. Usually there was a restaurant, and upstairs they would have some rooms. And that's where we would stay. I mean, we did not have the opportunity to visit the Holiday Inns, believe me. That was not.
Breaking barriers. That is what this music did. Yes, there was a segregated dance floor, and when the music generated so much joy, often the rope would fall and dancers would drift to the opposite side until someone noticed, stopped the music, and propped the rope back up that divided the two sides. Independent record companies like Savoy, King, Imperial, Specialty, Chess, and Atlantic marketed to Black audiences, but thanks to the far reach of radio and the DJs who played the R&B hits, white audiences soon became hooked. This led to all the white artists who were eager to emulate the sound that made young people want to cut loose, dance, and make romance. When Janice Martin heard Ruth Brown for the first time, she went straight to her band and asked, "Why can't we do this?" R&B led to rock and roll, rockabilly, and so much more. Like Ruth said, R&B music breaks all barriers. It has affected all cultures and so much music that followed. She said this music made you want to hold somebody really close to you. It spoke of love, and love is continuous. That's why it's lasting. The up-tempo tunes were for dancing, and the slow drag tunes were called coffee grinding music. If the band started off with a rushed tempo, Ruth would say, "Where are you going? We are not in a hurry. Take your time."
But tell me about some of those slower tempos. What else was going on while they wanted
we called it, if you will excuse the expression, coffee grinding music.
Okay.
I knew that's what you wanted me to say, because that's what it was. You know, we called it coffee grinding music, and I'm very proud to say that I sang some of that and saw a lot of that going on. We said coffee grinding because it was such a personal kind of an attitude that it wanted and required and made you want to hold somebody really close to you.
Here's her advice to younger singers. She says, think about the words and the melody. Make a listener believe you. The singer's job is to make that song apply to the listener. Make it believable. Look in a mirror. You can focus on someone in your audience. You can lock eyes. And eventually, she says, you will hear yourself. Thanks to Ruth Brown for putting that message across so beautifully. Her approach to music and her regard for other people are traits we should all emulate.
All right, folks, and so now I would like to present one of the most popular R&B singers in our SoCal scene right now, the lovely Miss Shannon McDonough.
I actually just go by Shannon Mac because my last name is so long and so complicated. So,
why are you drawn to R&B? Why do you like performing R&B with the Moontones for audiences? Why R&B and why not pure rockabilly, like Janice Marin rockabilly?
Sure.
You know?
And I guess I never really thought about it. I did start in Minnesota with rockabilly. I mean, that was really where I did start. And slowly, even with my band in Minnesota, we did start trending more towards the R&B and the blues. And I've always loved Etta James, of course, and Ruth Brown and
Me too.
Baker. There's something about there's just something about the emotion that they're able to put into the song with their voice. And I guess I've just always wanted to emulate that. I never really thought about it before. Thanks for asking me about
I think that's the key.
Is giving it some thought.
Well, this is a real treat for me to get to talk to my contemporaries, other women in the scene who are doing R&B, and everybody has their own special angle on it. I noticed with your band, with the Moontones, it really attracts a huge dancer set, although it's not only dancers, but definitely the dancing set of folks really love what you guys do.
Oh, thanks. And that was on purpose. When I joined the band, it was explained to me that this is really going to be a band with the dancers in mind. And every song that was chosen for its danceability. And there's been quite a few songs that have been suggested within the group or from outside the group that are great songs, but it's just not quite danceable enough. So they didn't make the cut. But we do try to keep those dancers happy. We love them.
Yeah, it's definitely a high energy band.
Gotta keep it up. Jazz hands.
Yeah.
And before I became a singer, I wanted to be an actress. I grew up watching Lucille Ball, especially, and just loved that comedian. Yeah, I just always wanted to make people laugh. That was always something I really enjoyed doing. So that's part of why fronting a band, I can try to make people laugh. Sometimes it's just crickets out there, but I try.
You know, we've been friends for a couple of years now, and I enjoy following your outside projects on Instagram and stuff when you post. So I've seen that you are often an extra in television shows and movies and commercials and things like that. So are you an actress now? Are you active, or what is?
Correct. I started as an actress. Well, I guess I started as a dancer before all things. I started as a dancer when I was really young, maybe 4 or 5 years old. I got into ballet. And I did that for about 16 years. And then through dance, I got into musicals where I learned, okay, I kind of can sing a little bit, but I really fell in love with acting. So acting was what I focused on for many, many years. But coming from Minnesota, obviously, you know, there's not a lot of opportunities in Minnesota. So as I was getting older and hitting my mid-20s and thinking, oh, I'm getting so old, I'm never going to make my Hollywood dream. I kind of convinced myself I was never going to get out of Minnesota, and I got a whole bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2 years after I got my sleeve, I ended up in LA. So unfortunately, I have a few too many tattoos now to really do acting on a serious level, unfortunately. But I did get a chance to, I registered with Central Casting, and I did get to do a lot of background work. I spent a good portion of last year doing that full time, and it really was fun. And it was a learning experience. I mean, to really learn, you know, going from these independent film sets in Minnesota, where we just kind of think this is how it's done, to being like, oh, this is how Hollywood actually does it. So it was a great learning experience. My biggest role to date is probably prostitute number 1 on the Mayans.
I've seen one. Yes, I think I know the choreography to that.
My parents were so proud.
I remember the little move.
Yeah, my little red dress.
Your little move that you had to do. Because when people are driving by, that type of character, you've got to catch their attention before. Right?
You have one chance.
You got one chance.
Yep.
So how do your acting skills play into your performing of R&B? Because a lot of times these songs are really storytelling.
Well, and that's exactly it. I mean, I equate it very much so to musical theater. I put a heavy dose of that into my performance. And I've gotten compliments more than once from people saying that it's, you know, every time they see me, even though it is generally a lot of the same songs, they say something like, you know, it's just like we can see you living each song each time you sing it. You know, it doesn't matter how many times we've heard you. And I think that's so important. You have to keep the performance fresh and just keep that emotion right in front of you, and just live out the song. You know,
and oftentimes there's an inside joke in a lot of these songs that have sort of suggestive lyrics or double entendres, and so you're telling a story. Because when you look at videos of Ruth Brown and especially Laverne Baker, you know, when she sings "Love Me Right in the Morning," you know, she's in the whole face, and you better, you better love me right in the morning. And you are such a great actress, and it never comes off as shtick. It's definitely, you're living the character and you're putting the story across.
Oh, thanks, Abby.
So,
a little bird told me that the Moontones album is finally coming out, that people can actually get, or at least the first song, the release. Tell us about that.
Correct. The album is finally available digitally. It's on all the digital platforms, every single one that you can think of. It's there. And any new platforms that pop up as well, it should just automatically be on those too. So wherever you look, you can find the Moontones. Rockin' Across the Universe is the name of the album. We have 13 songs on there.
as soon as you finish one, you've got to start making the next one, working on the next one.
It's not like we can play any shows. We might as well record, huh?
Well, I know you're going to make a lot of fans really happy.
Oh gosh, I hope so. I hope everybody really loves it. You know, we recorded over at Atomic Swag Studios with Shorty Poole. He's such a lovely, lovely man. I loved working with him. Of course, we had all of our standard players in it that you'll see on stage with us quite a bit. Myself and Bert. Bill Ungerman was lead tenor. We had Enrique and Carlos on tenor as well. Alex Hernandez sat in on Barry. And, of course, Lakshmi Ramirez on bass.
Yes, that's my guy right there.
And we even had a couple of guest musicians. We had Carl Sonny Leland play piano on You Better Dig It. He's fantastic.
Yes, of course.
And then Lakshmi's daughter, who's probably 14 now. I think last time I saw her, she's 13, but I'll bet she's 14. She was on Barry on That's All, which is one of my favorite tracks on the album.
I love that song. Anyway, that's a wonderful album for people to have in their collections, especially if you're having a party and you want to keep people dancing, because you know that when Moontones album, every song on there is going to be danceable.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
The whole point. Keep people on their toes.
Okay, Miss Mac. Now, do you have anything that you can share with the folks at home here? Some music that we can listen to, a video you could set up for us?
Oh, absolutely. Well, this one in particular is a song. It's a track. And this is an original tune that I recorded with Patrick Windsor in the Blackmail House about a year ago. So it was in post for a while. He finally released it. But unfortunately, the release coincided with the George Floyd incident and the riots. So unfortunately, it kind of got buried under that, which, of course. But I would love people to hear this song. I'm very proud of it. It's called Isn't He Just Right? Samuel Wyatt was on piano. He's in Chicago. John Thomas was on tenor. He's in LA. And then Patrick Windsor himself, he did the electric guitar, acoustic guitar, alto sax, and he did the harmonies with me. He also wrote the song, but I believe he sent it out to be mixed and mastered. But it was so fun to be on this project where all these people from all over were working on this one song. And I love how it came out. And we're working on another one. It's going to be a ballad. It's called Devil's Daughter. And I actually helped write the lyrics on that one. So this was going to be my first time participating in the songwriting aspect of things. And that's very exciting to me.
That is very exciting because like you were saying earlier with the Moontones song, usually you try to keep the songs very danceable.
Yeah.
To hear that you're about to put out a ballad, I really look forward to hearing that. Okay, so which song from the new album are you going to share with us first, Miss Mac?
Ooh, well, why don't we start with That's All. This is an Etta James tune that I just love to sing live. And again, as I mentioned before, this is the one where we had Leila Ramirez guest on the Barry sax. So have a listen to her. She does amazing. And I hope you love it.
right. So how about some more? Another tune for us from the album.
You know who I really love? I really love Laverne Baker. How about you?
Oh, me too.
Isn't she amazing?
Yes.
Oh, I love her. And it took forever for us to get a Laverne Baker tune in the show. But this one's Voodoo Voodoo. And I really hope you dig it. It's short but sweet. So grab your dance partner. Get ready.
I thought I was a snake, I started crawling on the ground. Thought I was a dog, I started barking like a hound. Thought I was a coyote, howling at the moon. Stumbling and I fumbling like a flipper mighty goon. He done a voodoo to me. Oh, he done a voodoo to me. Oh, just about as mixed up as a gal could be. He done a voodoo to me. If he couldn't have me all for himself, I wouldn't be any good to nobody else. I think he kind of meant every word he said. Sprinkling oogly googlies all under my bed. He done a voodoo to me. Yeah, he done a voodoo to me. Oh, just about as mixed up as a gal could be. He done a voodoo to me.
Let's look back to a happy memory, shall we? I think
Love
that's what
to.
a lot of people have been doing to get by these days. Is they're looking back with gratitude at the great moments they were able to have before the shutdown. Now, you guys got to perform at Viva Las Vegas. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. We actually got to do 2 years in a row. The first year we did the pre-parties, and then the last year we actually played the festival. We were downstairs. From what I was told, I was busy, of course, but from what I was told, we were at capacity in the room, and there was a line around the bar of people just waiting to get in to see us, which is, of course, every musician's dream. It's awesome.
I seem to recall you did a couple of videos at least with Bop Flicks. Do you have one that you can share with, one of those you could share with us?
Oh, heck yes, I do. We just had one come out, and it's us doing a fan favorite, Fools Fall in Love by the Drifters. It is a cover. And this was an adventure shooting this film, because it was going to be at 8 a.m. on Sunday of Viva Las Vegas, so it's the very last day, very early in the morning. Thank you, Chris McGee, for this beautiful Botflix film, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
All right. Well, thanks so much, and hang in there, sweetheart. We will all hang in there and keep oiling our machinery and sharpening our sword and get ready to get back out there and do what we do with the people who support R&B.
Yes.
Roots
I love
R&B.
you, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Well, fools fall in love in a hurry. Fools give their hearts much too soon. Just play them 2 bars of stardust. Just hang out one silly moon. Well, and they've got their love
limited time, StellarJAX presents an exclusive opportunity for its Eclectic American Roots audience to participate in the first in a series of collectible Eclectic American Roots live event productions, starting with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo, performing on May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. This entire performance will be captured and memorialized as a portfolio of collectible NFTs. These scarce digital collectibles will support Tammi Savoy, Chris Casello, and the musicians, as well as StellarJAX broadcasts into the future. Available today only. To Eclectic American Roots viewers, redemption keys for exclusive Tammi Savoy Gold Live NFTs can be purchased at StellarJAX.com. These Gold Live NFTs will have additional requirements when others want to acquire them in the future. So be part of Roots music history and lock in your redemption key today with this special opportunity as part of our Eclectic American Roots family. This is the first opportunity to purchase a redemption key, and Gold Live NFTs will be sequentially identified on the blockchain in the order that they are purchased. So lock yours in now, and you'll receive one of the earliest sequential numbers. Gold Live NFTs will be redeemed to your redemption key email address at our Crescendo event on Friday, May 28th at 10 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget to join us for this monumental StellarJAX event with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo on Sunday, May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. StellarJAX is part of JAXhideaway, the NFT broadcast network. Exceptional music can be a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, now Big Sandy back with another round of video delights. This time we are going to dip into the solid senders, starting with one of the biggest R&B hit makers of the 50s, Laverne Baker. This time with the continuing saga of Jim Dandy. Seems like this time old Jim Dandy got married. Let's listen.
One big wild ovation for Laverne Baker.
Jim Dandy done fell in love. Jim Dandy done fell in love. Jim Dandy done fell in love. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy rescued me. Fell in love with her the very same day. Got engaged that afternoon. Left that night on his honeymoon. Jim Dandy got married. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy gave me a kiss. Fought a line with his two bare fists. Swam the ocean in a suit of steel. With a sign saying my love is real. Jim Dandy got married. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy got married. Jim Dandy got married. Jim Dandy got married. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy was a nickname Dan, luckiest cat in the whole of the land. Love me so well it seems, in a month she was plumb insane. Jim Dandy got her married. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy was summoned to court. May was suing for non-support. Judge Johanna, it will make you sob. Loving me is a full-time job. Jim Dandy got her married. Love Jim Dandy, love Jim Dandy. Love, love, love Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy got married, y'all. He's real gone this time. Y'all hear? Suffer Jim Dandy. He's gone, y'all. I know he won't be back now.
Everybody down but me. Yes, there is a giant. Took everybody down but me. I was standing in the corner just as high as I can be. Yes, there is a giant. Took everybody down but me. Yes, there is a giant. Took everybody down but me. I was standing in the corner just as high as I can be.
standing in the corner just as high as I can be. I saw old man, bag full of weed. That old man is raising wild weed. Ready to judge everybody down but me. I was standing in the corner just as high as I can be.
The city of New Orleans. That was Linda Hopkins with her rendition of They Raided the Joint. Now that earlier version was 1946. This one, 1956. A full 10 years later, and they were still raiding the joint. Now Linda went on to even greater success as an actress, winning her first Tony Award on Broadway in the early 70s. So good job, Linda. All right. Now, by the mid-50s, rhythm and blues had started to weave its way into popular culture through movies and TV shows. This next act was featured regularly on bandleader Johnny Otis's TV program. They were part of the Johnny Otis Show. Let's take a look now and listen to Marie Adams and the 3 Tons of Joy.
Thank you, Eddie Beale on the piano, Freddie Harmon on the tenor sax, and Don Johnson on the trumpet, a groovy little boogie. Right now, it's Marie Adams and the 3 Tons of Joy with the old favorite, Goody Goody.
Hey, you met someone who set you back on your heels. You met someone and now you know how it feels. You gave her your heart too, just as I gave mine to you. You broke it in little pieces. Now how do you do? Hey, you lie awake and sing the blues all night. And you think that love's a barrel of dynamite. Hooray and hallelujah, you had it coming to you. Goody goody for her, goody goody for her, goody goody for me, goody for me. And I hope you're satisfied. You're asking you. Set you back on your heels. You met someone and now you know how it feels. You gave her your heart too, just as I gave mine to you. You broke it in little pieces. Hey, how do you do? Say you lie awake and sing the blues all night. And you think that love's a barrel of dynamite. Hey, hooray, hallelujah, you had it coming to you. Goody goody for her, goody goody for her, goody goody for me. Your love has been denied. You've been taken for a ride. And I hope you're satisfied. You rascal, you.
Newport Blues Band accompanying Big Maybelle Smith. Big Maybelle.
I let my baby tears rolling down the cheek. I let my baby tears rolling down the cheek. Oh, well, tell me, baby, tell me when will we meet? Well, I love to hear my baby call my name. Well, I love to hear my baby call my name. Well, he called Louise, oh, doggone thing. Everybody,
just love that clip. From the classic film Jazz on a Summer's Day, that was Big Maybelle in a spectacular performance, beautifully filmed. Which reminds me, I should mention that we got that clip and some of the other ones I've used this afternoon from our friend Rockin Vic, who's doing some great things on his Hepest of the Hep YouTube channel, restoring and enhancing old video clips like that. Some really great stuff he's been doing. So check him out, like and subscribe, Hepest of the Hep on YouTube. All right, time for one last break. I'm going to go grab a couple more sips, and I'll be back as we visit today's Women of Rhythm and Blues. Okay. See you in a little bit, friends.
Hey, folks. Stellar Shows is really proud of this show today. We've hit on some topics. We've hit on some artists that really set the world on fire. Big Sandy's doing just an excellent job with the video, DJing, and Abby Girl is a host of the most. Just one last message about the tip jar. We rely on you. It's a free show, but without your donation, it's not going to put much money in the pockets of our musicians. So please take your time either now or after the show and go straight to StellarJAX.com or Venmo at JAXhideaway. Thank you, folks. Back to more music.
So, folks, I have to tell you, the first time I ever went to Viva, the Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekend in 2016, the first night I was there, I had checked into my room, went downstairs, went to Big Ed's CD booth. And everyone who goes to Viva knows who I'm talking about. He wears overalls. He has all the coolest music. So I was checking it out. And my friend Steve Gleb from OC, first local to me person that I ran into, and he saw me checking out all the sources of inspiration I was shopping for, and he said, "Hey, there's this band you've got to check out." And he said that they're one of his favorites, and that it's right up my alley because he knew I was starting to get into R&B. And so, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the front woman of the Starjays, Angela Tini.
Hi, Abby. I didn't know that story. I didn't know that story till now.
I just remembered it. And he was like, you will love her, Abby. And sure enough, I listened to that album that had come out then. And I'm like, who is this singer who sounds so authentic with her phrasing and her tone and everything? So I'm really honored to be talking with you here on this great show.
Thank you. Ditto. I remember first time I heard about you was from Big Sandy.
Oh.
So those are high marks all on their own, because if Big Sandy's saying something nice, you trust it.
He is a very generous star. I mean, he really goes out of his way to try to help people who are coming up and help people make connections in the scene. Does. So, yeah. So, where are you coming to us from? Are you in Seattle?
I am in lovely, surprisingly sunny at the moment. I am actually sitting in front of a window, thus all the light, in Seattle, Washington. Yeah, it's sunny. Who knew? This morning it was totally gloomy. I had no idea this was going to happen, but the sun came out for you, Abby.
Oh, hey. And you. Cool. I love your energy. Well, let's just get right to it. I mean, this show is all about R&B, and I wanted to find out how you got into R&B. I mean, you could obviously have gone in a lot of different directions because of you're a powerful singer, you got great stage presence, you're good at actress. It's, why R&B? Why 50s, 60s R&B?
It's several things that kind of converge together at once. Like you said, I started with musical theater. And so I found in musical theater, when I was getting cast, I would always get the either jazz or blues standard songs. So clearly that's what people were saying. Hey, your voice is suited to this. But around the same time that I was doing musical theater, I kind of didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of showed up and learned as I went. And really, if anything, my teacher was the Patsy Cline box set.
Oh, wow.
Because just on repeat wrote, and then on top of that, all the 40s girl singers that I could listen to. All of them.
Fantastic.
Which is, I think, where you mentioned phrasing, and I'm like, well, that's where I learned the importance of phrasing.
Yes.
With absolutely from the 40s girl singers. And then on top of that, my mom was always a really big, blues fan, and she told me first about Big Mama Thornton and Big Maybelle, and I was like, I didn't know who. I mean, I remember hearing the songs, but I couldn't put the songs to the singer at the time.
Right.
And she was just always very into the blues. And so it's also partially her. And then as far as the band I ended up putting together, I always attribute it to, do you know who Jo Miller is? Jo Miller and her Burley Roughnecks. She used to be in this band called Ranch Romance in the 90s. Well, Jo would have me get up and sing with her, which as a singer, she's so amazing. I was always just floored when she'd ask me to. But she told me, I asked her, how did you form the Burley Roughnecks after you'd done Ranch Romance? Because it's kind of the same, kind of different. And she said, I just wanted a band that I would want to dance to. And that's kind of partially why I didn't do country, because a lot of country tends to be sad. And you can tell from my personality alone, that's not me. So I didn't really want to sing that all the time.
Like, let's get the party started. Yeah.
Well, something more upbeat, something I would want to dance to. That's exactly how, and Roy and I are the same way in the Starjays. We write all the songs with that, idea. We're both dancers too. So we want people to want to dance to our music. We want to dance to it. So that was really where it came from. All those things converging. Roy is really the musician and I am the singer. So he is the man with a plan to help me arrange things. But, and he also helps me, sometimes come up with a word if I'm lost, or a phrase that he thinks is better than what I've come up with. So it's very collaborative.
Right.
I just want to make that clear.
How about giving the audience a taste of what you do with one of your songs that is just very emblematic of your sound?
I think I would choose the first song that I wrote with Roy, with a specific idea in mind that was not a duet. And it's called The Right Girl. And that's was the first single, actually, off of our first record.
So Angela, I want to ask you about another aspect of R&B. I mean, how do you feel? How do you like the subject matter of a lot of R&B songs? The themes that that tend to come up in R&B tunes?
Well, a lot of them are party numbers, which anybody can identify with, which are great. You know what I mean? And those are always fun to write. But I have some issues with the way some things were written and some things that I just don't want to sing. For instance, there was a whole lot of my man beat me and he took my money and I took him back, and he's such a good man still. And in today's world, not so much. And I don't really want to be advocating for that. So I actually, and this is something that is really important to me that I have discussed with Roy. And of course, Roy's with me all the way. But I told him, I just felt like he needed to hear from me. It's very important to me that when I am writing songs for the Starjays, that they are songs that come from a woman's agency, that they are from a woman being strong in the songs, having an opinion in the songs, because I don't want to sing something that I don't believe, because then you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell if somebody doesn't believe what they're singing. So it's really important to me to write them where the woman has agency in the songs.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, you're the person to deliver that for sure.
Thank you.
For sure. I'm curious, how did the band get its name?
Oh, this is funny. So initially, what had happened was I had a band called Angela Tini and the Troublemakers. And really what that was just an assortment of friends who just, had a bunch of other bands or a bunch of other, priorities and things going on in their lives where they couldn't commit to a band. So it was a rotating cast. And when I went to do this event that Leon Berman puts on in Seattle called Shake Shack Rockabilly Ball, it was the 19th year. The 20th was the last year. On the 19th year, he came up to me and I had just gotten off stage. I think I actually sang a song with Roy. He said, Angela, I want you to put together a band of your own and sing whatever you want to sing next year at Viva, the 20th anniversary. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I started talking with Roy about it, and we decided that we wanted to actually form a group, an actual solid group of core members that we were all friends, all had the same ideas, all wanted to go the same route. And in doing so, we were like, well, let's change the name, because it's not me as a front woman and then a bunch of people. It's an actual band. We're all going to have a say in the band. We're all going to write the songs. They're not going to be all covers. And so we all wanted to have the same say, in the band, the same percentage of say. So we were like, so we need to come up with just a band name. And I was like, what's evocative of that time that isn't already taken? And I wanted something that was, I was like, well, something to do with birds, because I absolutely love little songbirds, like my little bird right here.
Hello. Up close and personal with Angela Tini. I love
my
the
tattoos.
bluebird. The bluebird on your shoulder.
The bluebird on my shoulder that is actually modeled after me, a chubby little girl singer. And so I wanted a girl, I wanted a bird name of some sort. And then I thought, well, maybe something atomic. So we just kind of stuck them together. And that was the name there were several hilarious concoctions we came up with, but Starjays we liked the best.
Oh. Why don't you take a second to tell us about the new album that you have coming out?
So we recorded the new album with the intention to release it at Viva, like a lot of people. And unfortunately, what happened, and there's nothing we can do about it. But it turned out to be a bit of a blessing, because we wanted to do more with what we had. And we were like, we could tweak this a little here, fix this a little there, add a little pizzazz there, and make it a little bit closer to what sound we're really going for. We have the time now. We have the luxury of time to do that. So that's what we've been doing. And it, most of it's been Roy, who's like a mad scientist in front of the computer, and then running things by me and asking my opinions, because unfortunately, because of the social distancing, it's not like I can just go over and sit down, and he has a little girl. So we're really careful about it. But so we're still just listening and remixing and doing whatever as we go along, because we can release whenever we want. Now, I don't want to wait as long as Viva next year, because I'm far too excited about the new songs to wait that long. Like Roy could probably wait that long because he's a very patient person. I'm not the most patient person. I want
well, that passionate, that energy works for you. So
thank you.
Good. A woman of action.
I want people to hear it. I would like more unity between the girl singers. That's what I would like. because there's room for all of us to succeed, and we all need to lift each other up. That's what I would like to see. Number one. I'm not saying it's not there, but it can always be improved. I would also like to see, and I get it, we all start somewhere, but I would really like to see more women writing their own songs. And a lot of the times you don't see that. And I want them to have the courage and feel that women want to hear women songwriters too, And so I would like to see more of that.
Great. I know some people get really nervous when you ask them to name a favorite or best. So
I'm giving you two.
Someone you would like to get. Okay.
I've narrowed it down to two, a boy and a girl. How's that?
All right. Sounds great.
So the girl is absolutely Janice Martin. Because like me, a white girl with a big voice who really loves R&B and wants to sing Black music. And I know from Robert and Ashley, who've played with her, that we would have gotten along. And so I can't imagine a more fun day than hanging out with Janice Martin. And then
she was inspired by Ruth Brown, right? Didn't
Exactly.
she hear Ruth Brown and she was like, why can't we do this?
Precisely. I feel like she's my mirror image, but older. And then as far as a fella, Jackie Wilson. He's just my favorite. Hands down.
Jackie Wilson. Okay.
And I probably fawn all over him, but who cares?
Oh, man. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really can't wait to talk to you off screen so we can dish and just go deeper about the music that we love so much. But we're going to be going next to a video of you performing at the Summer Jamboree in Senegalia, doing a very cool song. So would you like to set that up for us? And then we'll take it out from there.
Sure. So for about 7 years, I really wanted to sing this song. And in my heart of hearts, I didn't even want to admit to myself, but I wanted to sing this song in Italian, in Italy, in front of an Italian crowd. And I got the chance to do it thanks to Angelo Di Liberto. I have to say his name out there. And I got to sing this song by Mina, who essentially I would say is like the Janice Martin of Italy as far as rock and roll goes. She's known as the Tigress. And she sang this song called Tintarella di Luna. And what that actually means is moon tan. So it's about a fair girl who lives in Italy. So I know a little something about it. And the most fun part was I didn't know what to expect. The entire audience sang the song with me. And that was pretty awesome moment. That was probably my best moment on stage yet.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, here's to many more exciting moments in the world of roots R&B. I can't wait to see what you write next, what you do next. But thanks so much, my R&B sister.
Thanks, Abby.
Però sei un po' paonazze, sono le ragazze che prendono il sole, ma ce n'è una che prende la luna. Tintarella di luna, tintarella con la te, tutta notte senza tetto, sopra tetto tutti gatti, e se c'è la luna piena, tu ti dimentichi di là. Tintarella di luna, tintarella con la te, mi fa piangere le pupille, e se c'è la luna piena, tu ti dimentichi di là.
And I'm back. All right. Hope you're having a good time, friends. I know I am. It's a cool thing, hanging out with all these glorious women of rhythm and blues. And now we are going to focus on some of the young artists who have been carrying the torch into this modern age, inspired by some of the sounds we've been listening to today. First off, a stylish young lady from Southern California who was graced the Las Vegas lounges and played prestigious private events in undisclosed locations. Let's take a look and a listen to Miss Jennifer Keith. Take it away.
Every time it rains, I think of you, and that's the time I feel so blue. When the rain starts to falling, my love comes tumbling down, and it's raining, teardrops from my eyes, and you see clouds here in my eyes. It's just because you said goodbye. Although the sun is shining, there's no summer skies, and it's raining teardrops from my eyes. Remember the night you told me love would always be a
Well, would you look at that? It's today's fabulous host, Abby Girl, along with The Real Deal, doing a song that is going to be featured on her soon-to-be-released debut LP. We're looking forward to that, Abby. And by the way, isn't Abby doing a fantastic job hosting today? A round of applause for Abby Girl. That's enough. All right. And, of course, right before that, the superfine Jennifer Keith. All right. And now, this next artist, to me, is proof that the future of rhythm and blues in its various forms is in very good hands. Let's listen to Jaylene, Queen of the Teens.
Talking about a good man's all I crave. Good man is all I crave. Well, good man, take me to my grave. Big legs is all I crave. Long legs, stockings. Big legs is all I crave. Long legs, stockings. Big legs, take me to my grave. I'm a hard-loving woman, want a sweet-loving man. Lots of rich, do the best he can. Feed him lots of honey, I make good bread. Scrub his floors till I'm darn near dead. Good man's all I crave. Yeah! With my dinner down, fingers shoes and apples on the shelf. You down got to sleep on by myself. Good man's all I crave. Good man is all I crave. Long and stocking. Good man is all I crave. Long and stocking. Well, good man, take me to my grave. Good man is all I crave. Long and stocking. Good man is all I crave. Long and stocking. Well, good man, take me to my grave.
Well done there. That was Billy and the Kids, all the way from Croatia, proving that the echoes of rhythm and blues are still being heard all around the world. And like I said earlier, the music is in very good hands. Now, that was a stripped-down chalet version of Billy and the Kids that they did for Bopflix. I really suggest that you check out their recorded material. Check out, look for their records, Billy and the Kids. I think you'll really dig it. Well, that's it for my part here, friends. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like to thank Abby, our host for the day, and Christopher Burkhardt for having me on board for the show. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I think it's really important to keep all forms of roots music alive, especially during the sort of pandemic that we're all going through. The entertainment and the diversion is needed more than ever. So thank you for supporting the show. If you can tip, that would be fantastic. But really, we really thank you for just tuning in. You can watch this later on YouTube. All right, I'm going to miss you. Until next time, friends, your VJ for the day, Big Sandy, signing out. Thanks a lot.
But there ain't nothing you can do when your lover don't love you.
For a limited time, StellarJAX presents an exclusive opportunity for its Eclectic American Roots audience to participate in the first in a series of collectible Eclectic American Roots live event productions, starting with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo, performing on May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. This entire performance will be captured and memorialized as a portfolio of collectible NFTs. These scarce digital collectibles will support Tammi Savoy, Chris Casello, and the musicians, as well as StellarJAX broadcasts into the future. Available today only. To Eclectic American Roots viewers, redemption keys for exclusive Tammi Savoy Gold Live NFTs can be purchased at StellarJAX.com. These Gold Live NFTs will have additional requirements when others want to acquire them in the future. So be part of Roots music history and lock in your redemption key today with this special opportunity as part of our Eclectic American Roots family. This is the first opportunity to purchase a redemption key, and Gold Live NFTs will be sequentially identified on the blockchain in the order that they are purchased. So lock yours in now, and you'll receive one of the earliest sequential numbers. Gold Live NFTs will be redeemed to your redemption key email address at our Crescendo event on Friday, May 28th at 10 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget to join us for this monumental StellarJAX event with Tammi Savoy and the Chris Casello Combo on Sunday, May 9 at 6 p.m. Pacific. StellarJAX is part of JAXhideaway, the NFT broadcast network. Exceptional music can be a very rewarding experience.
And that's our show. Thanks for joining us for the Women of R&B. And remember to please use the tip jar to show your appreciation to Abby Girl, Tammi Savoy, Shanda Cisneros, Angela Tini, and Miss Mac. Special thanks to Big Sandy for supplying the great videos and commentary today. We want you around next week for our Ranch House Pickin' Party with Dave Stuckey and Sage Guyton, hosting with Carl Sonny Leyland's tribute to Moon Mullican, the king of the hillbilly piano players. As long as you support our shows, Christopher Burkhardt's Eclectic American Roots e-broadcasts will continue. Until then, remember to stay positive, just don't test positive.